Elon says and does what he wants. Walter Isaacson wrote about Elon without limits. Elon Musk was raised by books. He often spent several hours a day reading science fiction because it was an opportunity to peer into humanity's future among the stars. South African born Elon Musk is the renowned entrepreneur and innovator behind PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. Musk wants to save our planet. He wants to send citizens into space to form a colony on Mars. He wants to make money while doing these things, and he wants us all to know about it. Running more than 600 pages, Elon Musk is the latest in a series of biographies by Isaacson. The book explores Musk's difficult childhood and dives into his troubled relationship with his father. Individuals with an IQ of 145 or more are considered to be geniuses. Elon Musk's IQ falls between 150 to 155, making him one of the most intelligent people on the planet. From this book, you can learn how he grew up, the founding of SpaceX and what he learned from it, why he founded Tesla Motors, how he managed to make so much money, what drives him to do what he does. It isn't money, the principles behind his success, a mental exercise so we can all think a little more like Elon and much more. This is the astonishing, intimate story of the most fascinating and controversial innovator of our era. A rule breaking visionary who helped to lead the world into the era of electric vehicles, private space exploration, and artificial intelligence. Musk has never been afraid to take bold bets and pursue untested ideas, even if they seem crazy or risky at first. He believes that the biggest reward comes from the biggest risk, and the failure is not the opposite of success, but a necessary stepping stone on the path to success. And while he was an investor in both SpaceX and Tesla Motors, he was heavily steeped in design, playing a lead role in both products engineering. While he may not have a degree in engineering, he oversaw the development of the all electric Tesla Roadster and Model S sedan. Elon Musk holds South African, Canadian, and US citizenship. He taught himself how to code as a kid. He invested his own money into SpaceX, and Tony Stark is based on Musk. Most of his time is spent on design and engineering work. Musk prioritizes meeting and workflow, frequently cuts meetings short, and actively discourages unnecessary meetings. He goes to bed around 1 a.m. For breakthroughs, Elon advocates the first principle approach. In the most basic sense, Musk has described the approach as such: boil things down to the most fundamental truths and say, okay, what we are sure is true, or as sure as possible is true, and then reason up from there. At the age of 12, he sold his first computer game, and by the age of 17, he had already started his first company, Zip2, which provided business directories and maps for newspaper. When you think about the defined leadership styles, Elon Musk's style is best defined as transformational. He believes there is a better way to do everything, and he sets his sights on constant improvement. He has big ideas and wants to unite his team around his vision and objectives. You may have wondered how this man can seem so smart. Well, here are 6 steps you can take to follow his way of thought. Open up to new perspectives. Start from the basics. Focus on what you learned and know. Link each field of study together. Branch out your knowledge, putting knowledge to practical use. His ability to think outside the box and help people with his business. First and foremost, he is a certified bookworm who loves to relax with a good book. He is very action oriented and likes to act as quickly as possible on the plans. He is a multitasking person who sets many actions as he expects things to happen that can be done. Elon believes that a lot of information can be processed simultaneously through fast work. Elon Musk is the kind of guy who envisions something and works all the way to see the idea behind successful. He is motivated. Even after the failure of SpaceX rocket, Musk was still motivated. He is risk tolerant, optimistic, passionate, and focused. If you want to understand Elon Musk, this is a great book to read. The author explains where Mr. Musk's drives come from and what makes Mr. Musk tick. Furthermore, Isaacson masterfully captures the essence of Musk's unwavering determination and audacity. The author delves into the complexities of Musk's personality, exploring his unique blend of genius, eccentricity, and passion. This book encourages us to embrace our own audacity, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to fearlessly pursue our dreams, no matter the obstacles. This book portrays Musk as a complex figure, neither idolizing nor demonizing him. Instead, the author presents us with an honest portrayal of a remarkable individual, highlighting both his extraordinary achievements and his human flaws. Elon Musk turned to his security guard and asked to borrow his pocket knife. Using it, he was able to lift one of the air vents in the floor, which allowed him to pry open the floor panels. He then crawled under the server floor himself, used the knife to jimmy open an electrical cabinet, pulling the server plugs, and waited to see what happened. Nothing exploded. The server was ready to be moved. Well, that does not seem super hard, he said. Musk was totally jazzed by the point. It was, he said with a loud laugh, like a remake of Mission Impossible. The next day, Christmas Eve, Musk called in reinforcements. Ross Nordin, who worked with his friend James at Tesla, drove from San Francisco. He stopped at the Apple store in Union Square and spent $2,000 to buy out the entire stock of AirTags so the servers could be tracked on their journey, and then stopped at Home Depot where he spent $2,500 on wrenches, bolt cutters, and headlamps and the tools needed to unscrew the seismic bolts. The servers racks were on wheels, so the team was able to disconnect four of them and roll them to the waiting truck. This showed that all 5,200 or so could probably be moved within days. The guys are kicking ass. Musk taking time to think about what he wanted to do with his life, identify the things that really mattered, and putting everything else aside, mindfully pursuing the life he wanted to live. This is a good lesson, regardless of how you may feel about Musk. Here are some key points in Musk's evolution into a world leader, making a difference in several areas, EVs and spatial travel in particular. Some were accidental, others planned. Number 1, creating credibility and a large fund of his own via programming an application that helped people find location within a city. Underlying its value was the availability of the internet. Musk had previously honed his programming skill at a much younger age, creating a video game. Number 2, deciding that he did not want to work for somebody, and key to that would be having strategic thinking and technical skills. Musk built his strategic thinking skills as a byproduct of intense playing of strategic computer games. The management skills came at the University of Pennsylvania. Number 3, deciding to pursue a PhD at Stanford as a backup in case he failed in another opportunity to make an impact via computer programming. Musk noted that PhD really make much of an impact. Number 4. Working on a capacitor project. Musk came to see this as a key means to making EVs feasible. Not true, but it showed his long-term pursuit of underlying potential path. Number 5. Spending a lot of time reading, learning both as a child and as an adult. Number 6. Must focus on the big picture, underlying principles, key points in thinking. Insanely driven, capricious, lack of empathy, mission focused, flawed. No matter what your view of Elon is, this book is worth reading. How does an abused child from South Africa arrives in Canada with nothing and by his 50s has disrupted payments, energy transition, launch electric cars, lead space exploration, launch novel products, startling, boring, hyperlink. If you want a summary of media coverage on Musk for the past 50 years, this is your book. One theme prevalent in the book is Elon Musk demon. Elon has appeared in many interviews. He definitely shot himself in the foot and stabbed himself in the eye more times. This character trait may be part of the package and cannot simply be untangled from the woven cloth. It is nice to hear Elon refocuses his efforts on Starship rather than Twitter. This book won't feel like biography. Instead, it will feel more like a story. Picture it as your backstage pass to the life of a guy who is trying to build a pathway to Mars while also making electric cars cool. The storytelling here is magnetic, like you are sitting down for a coffee chat with Musk himself, his friend, his allies, and even those who aren't quite fans. You get an insider's view into Musk's never give up attitude.